You're listening to the Ask Drone U podcast. You ask, we answer your drone questions. Whether you're here to turn your passion into profit or you simply fly for fun, we're a community of learners and teachers who aspire to achieve greatness. We are
Drone U.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another awesome episode of Ask Drone U. In the wake of the coronavirus, it seems like some drone pilots, well, they're getting work, and some drone pilots are not. What's the difference? What's going on? Well, to help us better understand who's getting work and who's not, the true leaders in the industry, we have Cam Sale, film department here, all the way from beautiful Colorado. And frankly, he's going to help us understand who's getting the work. Is it the creative track or is it the technical track? Maybe it's not even mutually exclusive. Cam, welcome to the show, my friend. How you doing?
Couldn't be happier, Paul. Thanks for having me on, man.
Oh, no, I'm very grateful to have you on, my friend. Knowing you over the last 5 years, it's so cool to watch your progress, man, because I really feel like people have a lot to learn from you. You are tenacious. You never stop working. When you don't have work, you go out and do creative projects to try to push yourself and challenge yourself. And frankly, Cam, you inspire me all the time. So thank you. Seriously. But to get in it, let's get right in it. You've had a drone business, for a while. And I want to know, for those people who may be struggling in their drone business right now, what do you think was your biggest struggle? What did you have to overcome to really, take it from a toy store idea to you're living the drone life?
It's a good question, Paul. It's a loaded question, so bear with me if I ramble a little bit. I think you mentioned it. I think it takes tenacity. It takes the I need to do this attitude, or it's not going to be successful. You have to really believe in yourself 120%, put all your eggs in that basket. For me, it was a little bit easier to do that, but I think it just takes, you really need the passion. You can't fake the passion for this industry, this creative industry. You really need to care about what you do, and you really need to get the chills when you get that one great shot that you like so much. You need to have that emotional reaction that I do when I get this crazy sun flared subject tracking shot that's so exciting. I think it helps me. I don't know if you need that, but it helped me a lot to have that perfect, this is what I need, I'm going after it, there's no alternative.
I think there's a lot to be said for that too, because just like we've talked about before, Angela Duckworth, her book, Grit, talks about the power of passion and how it drives you to see past the difficulties and overwhelm of all the things that you have to get done and makes it easier. And I think the proof is in the pudding, Cam, because the people who are still successful, who started this back when it all went down in 2016, they're the people who are still successful to this day. So I'm glad you brought that up in passion, but being tenacious is definitely important. Is there anything else that you think is important?
I think it just takes, a whole bunch of relationships. It takes being extroverted, which I wasn't originally. It takes being confident in yourself, trusting yourself, knowing your self-worth, as you mentioned before. I don't know. It's hard to kind of condense into a paragraph, but it just takes a little bit more perseverance and determination, I think. For me, I didn't really have a backup plan. I didn't have a fallback or a safety net. It was this or nothing. I wasn't going to go back to working at the grocery store or something. This is going to work, or I was going to die trying. And I still tell people that every day. It's this or nothing. If I had to sell all my equipment, I don't know what I'd sell, because I would still keep a GoPro and this one small camera, and I still do it for fun. But I would end up buying all the stuff I already have, because I have to do this. It just seems, I don't know, it seems natural.
It's your lifeblood, right? I mean, yeah, I get it, dude. I feel it. I agree. Okay, what was the one thing you have to get over? What is the one thing, if you were to tell pilots, what is the one thing you absolutely have to get across? You have to get over this hump. It's the one thing. What is it?
I thought a lot about this. I thought a lot about this recently. I think I expected a bit more immediate of a return on investment. I thought, taking drone U classes, I bought my drone, I've done my practice, I've done my flying drills. I thought the money would just come in, but it's been a slow climb. And I remember something Vic Moss said years ago. He said, I'm never done. You've never made it. You're never there. You're never at this plateau. It's not an uphill battle. I don't want to say that, but it's never over. You're always working towards it, and you're always pushing harder, and it's never going to be like, oh, now I'm done. Now I can relax. I think you need to just expect a longer career, not just a quick, short a couple years later, I'll be making $1 million and it'll be so easy. I think it's a longer career path trajectory than I anticipated. So be prepared for the longer haul than you might think.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good point. In the business course, we now talk about you should have 18 months of income saved up before you start because, it is so important. And I have to say, again, Cam, you're just hitting it over and over again, hitting the nail right on the head. The only companies that are still around in the drone industry, at least in the Fortune 100 side, are probably the companies that have scaled slowly. Look at Drone Deploy, right? Look at Pix4D versus companies like Precision Hawk and Aerobotics, right? They're done, So you bring up a really good point. Even thinking myself, I was like you when I got started, dude. I didn't have a backup either. I just closed my last business. I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars that I never had. I had worked so many deals to get to that point. So I was starting at zero again, just like you. And I think that's why it's so powerful for people to hear where you're coming from, because it is possible, but you have to believe in yourself. So, Cam, I brought you on the show because, well, my friend, you are a powerhouse. You are a drone powerhouse. You are in Colorado. You're in a popular area. And you are one of the few people, one of the Drone U members that I know of that's bringing in revenue in the wake of the shit show. So tell us about it. What is this drone job that you're working on, and what industry vertical is it in?
Sure. We're doing construction aerial progress for a homeowner. A guy found my website. He's a homeowner in Illinois. He probably searched, I should ask him what his search terms were, but I bet he searched Breckenridge drone pilot. And thanks to my SEO and all the stuff I've been doing, sponsored ads, Facebook ads, I think that's paying off finally. And he found me. We started talking, and he wanted progressionals, aerials, as I suggested, progressionals of his house being built over the next 16 to 18 months. And so we started talking about price and deliverables and got him to where I want him, and he committed a couple days ago.
Wow, 16 months of work. And another key point, this was not for the construction company itself, rather the homeowner.
Right.
Very interesting, very interesting. Let me ask you a question. This homeowner, if he's building a house in Breckenridge, he must have some dollar bills, y'all. And it makes me wonder, are you learning the lesson of the client quadrant, right? High profit, low maintenance versus high profit, high maintenance?
That's ideal. I've seen both sides, and man, I am a much happier person when I have that low effort, high reward, as opposed to the opposite. It's easy. It's just easier to work with clients who understand it, who get it, who have the budget to do what you want, and they don't, second guess every decision you make. It's a great relief.
For sure. So it seems like the industry vertical that you're getting work in is rather technical, but you're working for a homeowner. So wait a minute, now I'm wondering, these deliverables, is this kind of creative and technical, or what are we talking about here?
Yeah, I think we will combine both of those. He wants the entertainment value. He wants to show his friends. I think he wants to sort of show off what his current project is. So it's kind of an ego boost for him, but it'll be exciting regardless. I'm looking forward to the wide hyperlapses that we'll shoot over the next year and a half.
That is so cool. The fact that you're gosh, that is so cool to do hyperlapses over 16 months. So for you drone pilots out there who are like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to get work, I think, let me ask you this last question here, Cam. Yeah. For those people who are like, yeah, I'm just not going to get work, they're not trying, they're not putting their neck out there, what would you recommend those people do?
Gosh, I always say it worked for me, it might not work for you, but I love shooting so much, I shoot every day. I shoot nonsense that no one will ever see at all, but it's just practice. You're getting used to things, and I swear, Paul, I learn something new every single time I press that record button. I do something different the next time, whether it's lighting or it's audio or it's position, it's composition, it's battery life. You just have to go out there and do it. I shoot a lot of stuff that, again, that people never see, but it's practice. You fly all the time, and you don't have to press record every time. You can just fly. That's what I did a lot of. I was recording everything, and I thought, I don't need all this footage. But if you don't have any work, go out there and shoot what you want to shoot. Ask your friends, ask your family, can I shoot you driving your car down the side of the road of an unpopulated area? Practice subject tracking. You can do a lot of stuff with the drone just without having income coming in. You can practice a lot of your skills and hone those skills. And then when you do have that work, that's when you'll get the payoff.
Wise words from a young entrepreneur with mature experience. Wow. Cam, you're the man. Seriously. Let me ask you this. So that practice that you're talking about, do you feel like that practice has given you more tools in the toolbox so that when opportunity comes knocking, you might be able to offer more than, say, your local competition?
It's not giving me less tools, Paul. I can promise you that. There's no way it's hurting. I don't see why not. I mean, we're trying so many different things, and a lot of them don't work, but the ones that do could have, good payoff potential. So it definitely takes trying everything, and yeah, it's more tools in the tool shed, absolutely.
So what's your favorite thing to shoot? Obviously, you love to fly. What's your favorite thing to shoot? Your favorite scenario? Like for me, my absolute favorite scenario is filming wake surfing or anything involving boats. So boat commercials, those are my favorite because it's 2 hours of flying and then I'm done for the whole day at like 9 a.m. and I can be out on a boat and have beer all day long. So, yeah. So let me ask you, what is your favorite all-time drone job?
Subject tracking, man. 120% subject tracking. Motorsports. If I can be specific, I'll throw a dirt bike in there instead of the wake surfer, but I haven't done much wake surfing filming, so maybe I'll like that. But I love the challenge of a motocross rider going around this track, and man, how close can you get? How many times can you get the chills when you swoop around and catch this guy? I'm getting chills talking about it, Paul. I can't not talk about it. Subject tracking with a loud, fast engine, hands down. I'm doing that tomorrow, actually, so just for fun. But practice tomorrow, so it'll be a good time.
Drone jobs out the wazoo. I love it. I love it, man. I couldn't agree with you more about the proximity stuff. I really couldn't. But maybe, Cam, it's time to get into sailing because I know up in your neck of the woods, sailing is actually a big deal on some of those lakes that are up there. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's the next thing to get in. Well, Cam, thank you so much for joining me on the show. Is there anything else you want people to know about you, what you do, or if there's anything you want to tell other pilots?
Keep on keeping on, brother. It's out there. Just keep pushing. Put your nose to the grindstone. It won't happen overnight. It won't happen if you don't do the work. You've got to do the work. You've got to put the hours in. Put the efficient hours in. Don't just, don't listen to podcasts 12 hours a day and hope it's gonna happen. You got to do the work and do the homework. But I think it's out there, man. The guys and girls who want to make it happen, they will make it happen. It's just a matter of time. Not if, but when.
I couldn't agree more. And I will say, after training 50,000 people like you, it's the people like you that take the time, that fact find, and will stop at nothing to make the reality that they dream of come true. The only difference, in my opinion, Cam, between dreams and reality is discipline.
Mm-hmm. I like that. That's a good quote, Paul. I like that one.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Anything else you want people to know about you?
Negative, man. Have a great rest of your day, Paul. Thanks so much for the time.
No, you rock, my friend. You rock. And everyone else out there, thank you again for listening. Cam, as you can see, he is a successful drone pilot, and he will let nothing stop him. So we leave you with what's stopping you now from getting started. Thanks again for joining us. Please leave us a review or subscribe wherever you download the show. And Cam, thank you just one more time for joining us. You're the man.
Paul, thanks for everything you and Drone you have done for the last 5 years, man. I can't credit you guys enough.
Well, I greatly appreciate that. You did not have to say that. And I think a lot of your success comes to your willingness to work, right? Information can only get you so far, right? I can show you the door, but you have to walk through it. So again, I'm so grateful to have you on the show. So thank you again. And for everyone else, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks again for watching another episode of Ask Drone U.